So today I'm here with Cindy. Cindy, you're working for Adidas for the apparel.
Yes.
You know, I'm coming from a little tennis club in Germany, and the people always said, yeah, the only important thing in tennis is your racket and your shoes.
Yeah.
So tell me your opinion. Does good apparel make you perform better?
Thank you so much for having me. First of all, I've been a player myself. I know that so well. Like, I feel like everyone on the court has the mentality that as long as you have a good shoe and racket, you're good to go. However, I think that in tennis is a very technical sport and you sweat a lot on the court, and that's why it's so important to have the right apparel. The right technology really helps. So I think, for example, Adidas, we take a look at every single detail. Like, everyone on that plays tennis could agree that you've been in a court once that your color annoyed you, that perhaps you are too hot on with a specific fabric, and that instead of you focusing on a tennis ball, you literally start focusing on how annoying everything fits. And that's why we always try to make sure that we test all of those products, making sure that we can create the best technologies. And for example, we really have the base covered. For example, like Aeroready is our base technology that we have in all our range, and that helps you keep cool, it helps you be fresh. But then the higher we go on the range, we have better and better technology put in that, which you have, for example, air chill, which is part of heat ready as well, and that's the best technology that we have for 2024. And this is where you can gonna see on the Wimbledon Collection. This is gonna help you stay fresh. It's gonna help you perform and focus on the ball instead of like that you're getting too hot on the court.
I can totally agree with this. My teammates always said, hey, you're crazy. Yeah, but I felt like when I was playing, I was like under pressure. I said, well, I cannot breathe in this shirt. It's getting hot. And even in practice, I didn't recognize this. But when I was under pressure, and so I like the little details. So I took like the shirt Sasha Zverev was choosing in the finals of French Open.
Which I love the fact that you mentioned in this, because this collection was inspired by taking the pressure out and just focusing and then focus all your energy on the game. So that's where the collection inspiration came from. So I'm so happy to see that you actually
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But what I liked first when I saw this was this here. And I said, okay, I don't have to go like this or whatever, and I feel free.
That's what we focus on. We do our very best to create a lot of like diversity in our colors, because what something would bother you will perhaps not bother other players. So that's why we bring that diversity in colors as well. So, you know, not everything fits all, so to say.
But now we have the next big tournament. Now we are sitting here together in Halle, and it's like small Wimbledon. The next tournament will be Wimbledon. And everybody says, yeah, but at Wimbledon, everybody's wearing just white shirts, white skirts, white shorts. So what is the difference in this? Is there a difference?
It's funny, because I know for a fact that every single, especially the older consumer, would say like, it's just a white tee, right? So it doesn't really matter. But that's why we try to create interest with the collection. And if you allow me, I will show you some of the things. For example, one of the polos that we have here, it has a technology called seamless. And this allows you to like not be disturbed when you play, and you have a full freedom of movement. It also has the heat ready technology inside, which allows you to be cool. And one of the things that I don't know if you can really see on camera, but basically it's not just like like one layer to it. It adds a certain dimension to the collection. So we didn't want to just have a very, boring, so to say, one tee that everyone has, but rather create a more dimensional product that you can see a different design in it. And this design is actually made for you. Like, for example, you see this mesh over here allows you to breathe, for the apparel to breathe better.
And all these areas are seamless.
Exactly.
So nothing scratches me if it starts to move, or if I start to sweat. And this is also open. Yeah, that's nice.
As you can see, you don't even have bottoms here, or any type of like closer. It's done in a way, in a design that makes sure that nothing will bother you when playing, so you can focus on the game. And you'll have a similar to this one, you have also a tee, which in case, I know many people, a lot of our consumers say, I'm a huge polo, or I hate polo, and that's why we made sure to create a seamless, which is also a polo as well as a tee.
I'm always liked without polo, but
I know.
I would like to try this,
Yeah.
give it a chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
As well as, we also have, this is the latest technology that I was mentioning to you earlier. This is the Air Chill. And this is what does to you.
Already cools. Huh?
Exactly,
Yeah?
exactly.
Okay.
So what the technology does is that it creates a totally flow of air. So when you play and you move, doing a forehand, doing a backhand, your shirt's going to move in that rotation, and this will make sure that airflow moves with you as you do your backhand on your forehand.
Do you get all these informations from the pro players?
We do both. We make sure that we get as much information from our pro players, which we are lucky enough as a brand that we have a lot of good players. But as well, we understand that this, even though it's wear on the slam, will also go into a club player, and that's why we make sure that we do focus groups where we connect with different clubs to make sure that is something that fits from an entry level player to a pro player.
Okay, the men's is always think a little bit easier, but tell me how about the styles of the girls?
And
okay.
there you go. It's a different approach, because Wimbledon is, for me, is the most elegant sport out there, and that's why we wanted to make sure that our athletes feel good, feel confident, feel pretty. So to make sure that this dress will allow you to do that.
But it's also difficult for women to have an eye catcher, huh? Because everybody's playing in white.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure you have to be a really different style so everybody sees it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
How we approach that difficulty, so to say, was just like in men. We wanted to create this dimension with the product, and we could have done it like a normal layer, but here we created this, like, so to say, a dimension, as well as what we made sure that we created the seamless. The seamless was also added on the upper part of the dress, and I've actually tried myself this product, and it just feels so good when you have on the arm. You feel like you don't have it, which is really what we went for when it comes to this dress.
We can also marry in this one, huh?
That's good to know. And then the same thing that we have for men, we have the same thing for a woman when it comes to the Air Chill. It's the same technology. We have a basic jersey, we have the rib here, and then we have the mesh that, even though it's a tank, which already has a lot of breathability, it adds a next layer for it.
Cool.
And you have a bit of both, like the more elegant, fancy, and you have the more boxy look, right?
Right. But the matches are the one part.
Yeah.
The matches are the one part, but we're every day working out on court.
Yeah.
How about the practice? What's your opinion about this? Because I mean, if you once used to this good things, what about the practice, the 6 hours each day?
Yeah, so without a doubt, I think that a lot of players be like, oh, well, it's a practice, I'm just gonna put a normal tee. But the thing is that most of the time, and I'm maybe speaking more from a woman's side, you know that you're probably going to practice on the court 3 to 4 hours, and you're not normally going to play that much. And that's why it's even more important that the product keeps you cool all over the time and fresh. And that's why we created like the club, which is the entry price point. And this has the base, what I mentioned before, the base technology called Aeroready.
Okay.
And as well is the technology is supposed to make you feel fresh. And I personally think that this is a really good tank for someone that likes to be light on court and doesn't like to have a lot of fabric. You literally don't even feel that. And doesn't matter how wet this tank we're gonna get, it's still very, very light. And then we have another option, for example, for women, that in case you are the type of player that likes to feel more tight on it. So even if you're practicing, you like a more of a tight feeling and you want to be compressed, we have the white tank, and this is a material that, even though it feels thicker,
a little bit more compression.
it has more compression. You will not feel warmer because it has still the same technology, which is already, but you'll feel a bit more compressed, as well as has an integrated bra for those players that will need an extra support. And for men's side, which I feel like men is the one that they would wear anything on practice, and I don't know if you agree with that.
So Adidas, if you like a heavy player who likes to feel a little bit lighter, you can call me. I'm still available.
And this is for men. This is the club, like the entry price point, which is also with the same technology as women, but keeps you very light and doesn't matter like.
Already feels like a match shirt, no? Really good quality.
Yeah.
No?
You have also like on the side seams here, you have the match, which is
Yeah.
literally adds more breathability to the tee. And then one thing I really want to mention, because I feel like a lot of players don't, and this maybe is even on the women's side, they don't focus a lot on the shorts, which the reason why the shorts, this tennis shorts specific, are better than any other shorts would be because, first of all, they have the Aeroready technology, which even if you sweat, it will not be heavy on you. And
Okay.
if you have a cotton material on your shorts, you know that the more water you put, the more
it
heavy.
starts to grow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then another very important thing is the pocket construction. Here you can put multiple balls and it will not fall. Like the depth, exactly, the depth of the pocket is very is tested in so many different ways to make sure that the balls don't go out. And that's the reason why you should prioritize having a specific tennis apparel.
Perfect. A lot of thinking, I see, a lot of information, and I'm impressed. I hope you're also, Cindy, thanks for having you here. And
Thank you.
yeah,
My pleasure.
I have to buy some Adidas stuff now.
I should hope so.
Thanks very much. Hope to see you soon.
See you soon. Thank you.
Thanks.
Advantage You.